Cookies.
Biscuits.
Cookies.
Biscuits.
Cookies.
Biscuits.
Today we are here to debate proper English and find out that Americans speak better English than British people.
It's English. You're speaking English.
But we just like simplified things. We just made it
Exactly,
like easier to digest.
You're simpler people.
Well, may the best English speaker win.
A vest?
A gilet.
A gilet?
A delightful yellow gilet.
What?
I don't understand why people wear them in the
It's a
first place.
vest.
It's a gilet.
A vest is like a white thing you would wear underneath the shirt for warmth.
Cookie.
A cookie is an item within the biscuit range.
You've got custard cream, you've got bourbon.
Bourbon is a drink.
It's not Ben's biscuits, it's
No, but
Ben's
those are
cookies.
cookies. Those are cookies. There's two different types of biscuit.
Stupid.
Sprinkles.
Hundreds and thousands. What?
That's not real.
You think there's 100,000 sprinkles on top of this ice cream cone? That's a lot of sprinkles.
Are you gonna count them?
Double parked.
Double parked? What?
Yeah, he's
I
parked.
literally have never heard that.
2 pints.
Double fisting.
This is double fisting.
Oh. Oh my.
Did you say that in front of your parents?
What? Don't Google that.
It's Saturday night, really.
Americans use proper English.
No, you use American English.
Our words are way better overall. Yeah?
No.
I think really it could just be called English and American now.
Oh, that's fair.
I clearly won. Yes?
No.
Yes.
Do plants lay eggs?
No, but.
No. Case closed.
Today we are back for round 2 of proper English to find out who speaks proper English, Brits or Americans.
Brits, obviously.
Actually, we're here to prove that British English, or just English really, is the overall correct language to use.
So I moved here 2 years ago, and I think every single day I hear a new word that I'm just like, this is the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard in my entire life. Like chuffed. I think chuffed is a ridiculous word.
You get chuffed to bits.
Chuffed a bit.
That's...
Higgledy-piggledy.
Higgledy-piggledy is a classic. I love it.
You know, you're feeling a bit higgledy-piggledy and you're chuffed to bits. And...
That's ridiculous. That's a ridiculous sentence.
All right, enough debating. It's time for me to prove you wrong.
We'll say.
This is an eggplant.
It's not an eggplant, is it? It's an aubergine.
It's an eggplant. It's a eggy shaped plant.
So this is an aubergine.
That's
Right.
French.
Yeah.
So why are you speaking French just for this one vegetable? Get your own word.
If all of your vegetables were French terms, but only like 2 or 3 are, so who got lazy along the way and decided they just weren't going to translate something over?
Well, I'm sure it has like a deep meaning in French. And that's why we stuck
But
to it.
you don't speak French.
It's not even proper. You're taking somebody else's word for eggplant.
We've got a long and grand history of doing that across the world.
Like when I'm eating my aubergine, I don't want to be thinking about eggs. To be very different things.
Well, we all know what this makes us think of anyway, so
That is true.
yeah. Thanks, emojis.
This is a classic debate. These are
Trousers. Hey.
Trousers.
Pants.
No.
Slacks. Slacks or pants, maybe.
Just call them trousers.
They're obviously trousers.
I think this is the one word, probably more than any of the others, that we need to sort out between the US and the
I
UK.
agree. It's
because-
caused for some very awkward situations when I
Very.
moved to this country.
Oh yeah.
One time I asked someone if they liked my pants, and I feel like I might have given them the wrong idea.
These though, would these be, are these chinos?
I mean, they're just horrible.
I would not. Wouldn't wear them.
The arrows are pointing to her bangs.
They're pointing to her fringe.
Her fringe? Mm-hmm. I thought fringe was like when you go to Coachella and like you have like the dangly
Like tassels.
tassels.
You use the term fringe as well, don't you?
No, we just call them bangs.
That's ridiculous.
So you go to the barber and you're like, I want fringe.
No, a fringe.
A fringe. Oh, I want a fringe.
Yeah, you're like, I'm gonna cut a fringe today.
Oh, well, that's ridiculous.
How does the word bangs align with this in any way?
Like
Because it's covering your eyes and you keep banging into
stuff. Maybe that's the origins of the word bang.
What's the French word? Let's go with that.
Le frange. Le frange.
Le frange.
The dummy.
Are you kidding?
What? That's the first time you've heard that? That's a dummy.
I've been here for 2 years. I've literally never heard of it.
No.
Pacifier. If a baby is shouting and screaming and crying, you want to make it peaceful, so you give it a pacifier.
This is to pacify the baby.
Yeah, but it's a bit like, okay, you're thinking of kids, right? I'm gonna pacify you. It just sounds aggressive.
What does a dummy even have to do? I mean, where do you get dummy?
I don't know.
Oh.
An eraser.
A rubber.
A rubber?
A rubber.
No. A rubber is something else.
A rubber is a condom.
You rub it out.
Also could be done with a condom.
You're rubbing it out. And so that's it. That's all you need to know.
The main use of the product is not to just like rub it around your paper. That's weird. That's weird if you did that, okay? What's normal is to use it as an eraser to erase some mistake that you've made in the past.
When you have to buy something, go to the store and you say, I've made a mistake, what should I use? An eraser.
Okay, but you wouldn't know how to use it. You'd be like, I've got this eraser, but what do? You gotta rub.
Hold it on.
You know?
But also, what's it made out of? Because I'm going to say rubber.
I'm gonna say eraser material. Just a guess, I don't know. I would say that there were two key standouts where I was right,
Okay.
which was the eraser and the pacifier.
Pacifier, I'll give you.
Yes.
Eraser, I won't give you.
I just think that's ridiculous.
And I think if you're going to claim those two and then claim you've won, you're sort of completely forgetting about eggplant.
Eggplant!
I'm not a big fan of dummy. I think, why have a child say that? It's rude, awful, not nice. Don't teach. I mean, you can call it a dummy and then, next thing a child plays with a stupid. And they're just saying
outrageous.
Can
you say that? Can we say that on camera? I mean, I feel like we might need to bleep that out.
But it's a child.
Can we just both be correct?
That's why it should be English and American. You can stick to eggplant and your pants, and we'll stick to the original words, original and best.
Fine.
Arugula.
Arugula. Say it with me. Arugula.
Awooga! Much better.
We might be stuck at home in self-isolation, but that does not mean the debate stops between who speaks proper English.
I can still fight for my country from home.
We're totally not going crazy, it's fine.
I get it that it's proper English, like you invented it, but like many things that you guys invented, we just make it better.
Oh, okay, I see.
All right, let's dig into some more words.
Okay, this is a fanny pack.
This is a bum bag.
Okay, it's not on your bum, so why are you calling it a bum bag? And I know what the word for fanny is. I also learned that recently. And I realized it is in front of your fanny. Like, that is true. It is a fanny pack.
Either way, I don't really get why it's called that because you don't put it on your butt.
It's your front bum.
You strap it around your waist.
Your front bum. Just like flops over.
If anything, it should be like muffin top bag.
A muffin bag.
You're trying to use the British fanny
Look, I'm just trying
to justify
to
your American phrasing.
I'm just trying
It's wrong.
I'm just trying to find some synergies, man. That's all.
This is like the olive branch to bridge our two great nations. No, nobody realised
The fanny pack.
Via the bum bag.
But we agree that no one should be wearing these.
I agree that no one should be wearing them. Although I was at a car boot sale.
You were at a what?
You know, car boot sale.
What the hell's a car boot sale?
A skip.
Skip? No, that's a dumpster.
Are you serious?
Yeah, that's a dumpster.
You call this a dumpster? No, we call it a skip.
Explain that one to me, because there's nothing skippy about that dumpster.
You know what? I honestly can't explain this one. It's a skip.
Would you like to phone a friend?
It's just called a skip. And if you see one on your street, then everybody dumps their stuff in it, whether you hired it or not.
They what their stuff in it?
You throw away your stuff in it.
No, they dump it because it's a dumpster.
You skip it in.
Well, I was going to say we have dustbin, but that's not the same as dump bin.
Don't even get me started on dustbin, because you're not putting dust in this thing.
Just give it up.
I can't even argue this one. I can't argue it.
I think that's a win.
Do you have a word for it?
Yeah, it's a crossing guard.
Oh, you know what? So typical, boring.
What do you call it?
A lollipop lady.
What the f?
Okay, that is ridiculous. We're not in Candyland.
We call it a lollipop lady.
What?
But they're helping you cross the street, so they're a crossing guard.
What are they guarding?
They're guarding the kids' lives.
I haven't seen a lollipop lady in a long time, but is that because zebra crossings have just run them out of business?
Run them out of business. Was this a thriving part of the economy before the lollipop ladies?
In these weird times, I can err on the side of let's have a little bit of lightness and fun in our lives. I will give you Lollipop Woman or Lollipop Man.
Thank you. It's a weird one to concede on because it is utterly ridiculous, but I'll take it.
We'd call this the hood.
Well, we'd call this the bonnet.
What?
What's a bonnet?
I don't know actually.
Wait,
a bonnet? Isn't a bonnet like a hat? Like a little...
Right, so why are you calling the hood of a car a bonnet?
Do you know what I've learned from these videos? That I just don't know a lot of words.
If you say it's a hood and we say it's... This again is the aggressive to the sweet. We have a nice bonnet, you know, like little old lady, knitting, and then you have a hood. Gangster.
It's just the whimsical flow of the British language. That's why.
Okay, and what's the back part called?
The boot.
Okay.
Bonnet and boot.
This is not a person. This is a car.
There's no joy in your life.
I don't like either. I think it should be like the front.
I think everyone's wrong. We should just come up with a new name for it.
Well, what's in the front?
It could be the fanny flap.
Fanny flap. Done.
Arugula.
What? This is rocket.
I actually think this is where we mixed up. I think that this sounds like something you guys would have done. Like, I think arugula sounds nice, and it sounds like a French word. You'd be like, oh, we call it arugula. And Americans would be like, oh, it's rocket.
That's actually very true, yeah.
It sounds too fancy for you guys. Unless it's like Spanish and you guys have a lot of Spanish-speaking people.
Arugula!
Do you like it or do you not like it?
I do like it, yeah. But I know a lot of people don't like it. Or is it coriander a lot of people don't like?
That's cilantro.
Let's not get started on that one.
You still haven't made a good argument for why rocket is the better choice.
I'm not even going to register this as a question. Arugula.
All right, last one. What do we call these? Oh, we call these are scallions.
What?
Spring onion. We would call this a spring onion.
Is it a spring vegetable or something?
I'm going to say yes.
Nope.
But do you have fall onions and summer onions and winter onions?
That's why it's a spring onion. You see that green is the springing out. Spring.
No.
Could you give me a little bit of the backstory of the founder of Spring Onions, please? Because it seems you know so much real information about the plant.
Yes.
Okay.
It was actually first grown by Dr. Reginald Spring. Significantly smaller than its counterpart, the onion. That is still why we call it this today in all civilized parts of the world.
I'm so glad I made you do that.
I like fanny pack. Other than that, I think that we win all of the other ones.
Yeah. No.
I don't think anybody won this, to be honest. I think we've decided that we're switching some terms.
As the world comes together now, as we all sit inside and go stir crazy, I think there needs to be more collaboration between everyone.
I totally agree.
Yes.
Virtual handshake.
Yes. Virtual handshake. I look like Eminem. Anyway.